Okay. On Spotify. What up, Sid? How you doing? How's it going? It feels like it's been so long, but I didn't miss a stream last weekend, so it definitely hasn't. It just feels long. I don't know why. I'm tired as fuck, bro. Oh shit. Why? You been working? Working too hard, dude? Been working? Damn. A lady shouldn't be working so hard, you know? It's a tragedy, really. That's the cost of financial independence? Don't I know it, dude. Don't I know it. Financial independence. What a freaking scam, you know? How's my favorite furry VTuber doing? I'm doing pretty freaking good, dude. My butt hurts for some reason. I don't know why. Otherwise, I'm good. I don't really know why my butt hurts. Hopefully I don't have a guy disease, you know? I've been hitting the exercise bike. What were you doing with your butt? And nothing horrible. I was hitting the exercise bike, and I assume that's where the pain in my ass is coming from. I hit it a little hard yesterday. So that's why I assume my ass hurts, but who knows really. Where the mouse at? Oh, that's a really fantastic question, actually. I totally forgot. Let me set that up. I just feel like this expression's a little boring. The mouse should be up shortly. How much longer do I have on these freaking ads? 30 seconds? Alright, do a jiggle. Shit, Danny. It will be soon enough. I can't make a jiggle right now, Danny, but once the mouse loads, that'll be jiggling. That'll be jiggling for sure. Mine. Goodbye. How you guys doing today? It's been so long since I've been here. How you doing, man? How you doing, Mike? How's life? I see you every now and then. I see you chilling in Zale's chat. I saw you, I was lurking the other day, and I saw you in there. I think it was yesterday, actually. Ayo! How's it going, Polybits? What up, dude? Alright, my mouse is working. It's not being picked up, though, so let me see what the hell's going on here. Oh, I have 2 OBSs open. That's a problem. Am I about to crash my stream by closing one of my OBSs? Why do I have 2 OBSs open? I don't like that. I'm worried to turn it off. This one's streaming. This one's not. I'm just gonna ignore it. It's not doing anything wrong. It shows my mouse, though, and the other one doesn't. So... let me... where the fuck? I'm not feeling this song. Okay, I do have to close the other spot, the other OBS for some reason. My stream may crash, so, you know. TBD. I don't know why I have two OBSs open right now. Close. What the fuck? Dude, my shit is bugging right now. I had a bunch of issues with OBS before I went live, and now I have two OBSs open. My task manager won't even open. This is not a good sign, dude. Oh my god, I don't know which is the right OBS. Doing great. I was wrapped up in some war, like a literal one. Okay, that's that one. That must be the other one. I'm gonna end task. Whew, we're still live. Okay, dude, that was like defusing a bomb. What the fuck? Okay, now my PNG tuber works. Doesn't show up on stream. Bro, I have no idea what the fuck just happened there. That was so weird. Okay, so I had... let me drop the Discord notification, and I'll explain what the hell just happened. I just had two OBSs open. One that wasn't live, and one that was live, and the one that wasn't live had my PNG tuber. When I would hover over them, it wouldn't show me which was which in my task manager. And so I had to do like a, basically guess. And so I clicked on one to see which one it opened. And then I knew which one to close. But if I closed the wrong one, it would have just killed my stream instantly. Yes, a literal war. Tragic, dude. I'm sorry about that. That sucks. I finished playing the infamous PS2 game Lifeline in Japanese today. You play with voice commands and it was 10 hours of torture. That sounds miserable. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Okay, if this is the bone here, the deltoid needs to be basically like midway through the bone. Milky Opie. No way, my favorite Canadian's live? Wow, doxed, dude. How dare you? No, I'm just playing. I'm Canadian. That's my favorite, I actually don't know if you're public about where you're from, so I'm just gonna say... lady. No. Not lady. That's too broad. You can't be the favorite lady. My mom takes that place, unfortunately. I'm not so gay that the bot didn't say anything. What the hell? Maybe the bot's tweaking right now, dude. Wow, only mods can be gay? Not true. Though mods are disproportionately gay. We have a lot of DEI in my mod community. It's a lot of women and gays. What are you gonna do? I don't make the rules. We hire for quality, okay? They just happen to be gay and women. Don't say I'm not woke, alright? Men in women-dominated fields? Ironically, every job I've had has been in a female-dominated field for some reason. Does that mean I'm your favorite Argentinian? Well, the list is short, so yeah. You have the potential to be the favorite and the most hated. Depending on where this friendship goes, you know? No wonder you're gay, Snack. Yeah, keep dreaming, buddy. Keep dreaming. I'm not gonna fuck you, NFT. You already do both? That's right. Diverse. I'm kind of a switch. Hello, what up, Bill K over on YouTube? How's it going over there? Okay. So, the bicep is kind of like this. The brachialis muscle actually originates midway through the arm like that. I'm trying to do all my upper body shit today. I think the tricep actually starts a little higher. Good, I guess? You guess. You don't know, dude? We gotta get that confidence up, Bill. A little more absolute in your answers. I go eat now? Sorry? Alright, do your thing, Yeti. Thanks for popping in. Snack, I finished my comic, finally. I'm so happy. Are you gonna share it? This goes from here to, like, the wrist. And then the other... Actually, this attaches way higher. What am I doing? This is kind of like that. And then this forearm muscle starts, like, here-ish. And then it attaches over on the wrist. My eyes are open wide, by the way. It's been so long, I missed you, man. You can literally message me any day of the week, dude. You don't gotta let your withdrawal build up, you know? You can get a little dose every now and then. Just don't overdose. I'm a dangerous drug. Nah, that's too needy. Alright, whatever, dude. Fine. I'll just miss you in silence. That sounds healthy. That's good for social connection. Bill over on YouTube says, don't shoot me, but I've been questioning whether drawing streams count as art. I mean, I'm not going to shoot you. I'm just more curious where the hell this is going. Go on, elaborate, Bill. What do you mean? Let's hear your argument. Or do you mean, like, the actual stream itself counting as art? I wanna, but I don't know which format. I guess I have a PDF, I guess. Yeah, just make a PDF, dude. Alright, and then this forearm attaches basically at the base of the elbow, which the base of the elbow is like here, so it's gonna be kind of like that. And it connects over by this thumb bone here. And then these sort of split out like this. And these are all the flexor muscles. I've been watching anatomy tutorials on forearms, okay? And it's something like that. That forearm looks really fucking big relative to the rest of his arm. Unless I just make him way more jacked. Okay, Bill says, you have talent. That's not an argument. Shit, Bill. Shit, that type of language will get you everywhere, dude. But we're not here for the art. We're here mostly for you. Okay, I get what you're saying. So what you're saying... Well, it's a multimedia show then. You know? That's how I would think about it. Now, would you think that, you know, artists or actors, let's say, are not artists? Because I feel like I'm somewhere, as a streamer, you're kind of somewhere between, like whatever your niche medium is, and an actor a little bit. Like, you hem it up a little bit, you know? I'm not always that hype to chit-chat with. I feel like if you guys were hanging out with me in real life, I would probably be a lot more lower energy. You know, you can't have it. You can't be on all the fucking time. You'll go crazy. But I get what you're saying, Bill. I feel like Twitch as a platform, I mean, it's a creative platform, right? Like, you could do a lot with it. I don't need to do art. I could do video games. I could do live streams where I'm, like, out on the streets harassing people. That seems to be popular. I could do that, you know? So I feel like it's, because it's so broad of a creative field, I would say it kinda counts as art. I don't want to gatekeep art to that degree. I mean, it just depends on where art stops and starts for you. And that's gonna be different for every person. So, I hear you, dude. I just don't know that I fully agree. Especially if it's a literal art stream, you know? Does that make sense? I think that's a fair A fair counter. I want to draw all 8 flexors. I bet you won't. I won't. I actually will not. I don't even know like I don't even know how they would work. Like it'd be something like this, and then something like this, and then there's 2 on the bottom, like that go into the bottom of the wrist. You know. I'm not drawing the freaking flexor muscles. I need to make it more proportionate. Let me just see him without the grid. Like his bicep and shit, I think we need to crank that shit up. Yeah, it's way too small. I posted it, Snack, if you want to look. I'll take a look, dude. I'll probably take a look after stream, though. Just because if it's a comic, it's going to be very, it's going to need a lot of attention. I just don't have that to give right now. I feel like this dude has changed hairstyles like 4 times. And this guy? I don't even dude, I drew him off stream. I don't even think you've seen him with hair, have you? How thoughtful? Of course. Anything for my little NFT. Yeah, we did. I remember commentating on it 4 times on my dude's hair. Well, you know, I didn't register it. I just kind of redid it. I really need to understand how to do legs. I just don't really get legs super well, to be quite honest. Did somebody queue up this song? If not, I'm gonna skip it, because I don't think I'm really feeling Linkin Park right now. I think I've listened to so much fucking Linkin Park in my life. I'm kind of out Linkin Park. There we go. We're gonna go on to Mike's song. What part of the leg do you find most challenging? When it's would it be flexion? Is flexion? No, extension is when the leg's out. The flexion pose is the hardest for me. Like I generally kind of know the anatomy, you know. But the actual like flexion of it, that's sort of what screws me up a bit. And then, you know, your abductor muscles here or whatever. Yeah, so it's when it's in flexion like this. I think that's leg flexion when it's pulled back like that. It's got to be. Flexion's the opposite of extension, so it's got to be. So yeah, whenever it's bent like this, it's just all the folding and stuff I don't really fully understand in this region. And how the attachments work towards the pelvis. Yeah, that's it really. That's the struggle shit. And right now today I'm mostly focusing on the upper body. Thanks for not letting Snack gaslight me. I almost doubt my memory. Master gaslighter, dude. Am I even drawing on the right layer? Okay, yeah. Okay, let's do this girl's ribcage. I love gaslighting, but I had to help out my king Sid. You guys are betraying me, dude. You're supposed to back me up. A little bit of lat action there. A little bit of breast action here. I finished a paint study that took way longer than I want to spend on it, like 5 hours. Dude, I've been looking into getting gesso because I really want to do painting, but I want to do it in a sketchbook because I'm lazy. I don't want to paint. I don't want to buy a canvas and shit. I just want to have it all in one spot. Did I really do this on the face layer? Naughty, naughty, dude. This should have all been on a separate layer. I am going to tone down the... The eyes look weird to me. Micro Hex, what up, dude? This is digital, by the way, but painting traditional sounds fun. You should definitely try it. Yeah, I mean, my background was traditional, mostly, when I first started. And I do want to do some traditional stuff. But like Kimdo said, canvases take up so much room. That's kind of also why I want to do it in a sketchbook. My apartment's not massive. I don't want to, like, fill it up with shit, you know? I just don't like the form of the eyes here. Just kicking back and playing some old arcade games? Hell yeah, dude. Final boss of angles. Actually, I don't find this angle that challenging. I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with head angles in general now. I mean, I guess it depends. It's just hitting it with the peel every time, consistently, that's kind of a pain in the ass. Eyes are still really, really difficult to get right. Like, why is this gray? It should be black. What arcade game you playing, dude? I was never a big arcade guy. Guilty Gear? Guilty Gear was an arcade game? I swear to God, I thought Guilty Gear was just like that anime game. And I thought that was like the first iteration of it, like it was a brand new thing. The whole face is kind of small here. I wonder what's the cutoff here for arcade versus home console game. Well, I wonder, they kind of existed at the same time, right? But I do wonder if, like, do companies still make exclusively arcade games, or do they make, like, games that can be ported onto arcade consoles? You know? I don't like that eye placement. Now I feel like this brow is a little too extreme. I'm glad I at least know Blender. I can never pull off an angle like this. Well, it comes with time, dude. It took me a really long time to sort of get comfortable with more extreme angles. Honestly, find like top-down angles like this guy a lot more difficult. Nose is a bit big. Make the top lip a lot thinner. Just connect the edges here. Chin feels a little protruded. I mean, to be honest, CSP got models too. Yeah, we ain't fucking with that shit, dude. I'm keeping it in hard mode. Stay hard, chat. I'm hard right now. This brow is way too big. This skull is kind of long. I think this whole head just kind of not working too great. What can I say, chat? I just love streaming, you know? I say that, but I was also complaining to somebody that I didn't want to stream today. But now that I'm here, of course I want to be here. There are some special arcade variants these days, but arcades just aren't much of a thing anymore. Not like the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Really, the late 90s where arcade quality and home console quality started merging. Yeah, that's what I figure. Like, I feel like a lot of the stuff I see in arcades now is basically just stuff that exists on console, but it's just in an arcade. You know what I mean? Count me out. Whenever you count me out. I feel like I can make the forehead a little bit bigger here. I'm also drawing on the hair layer, I just realized. I don't want to do that. I don't want to bulge out as much, but certainly want a little more forehead. Shoo. How's your day been? Pretty good, dude. I had a pretty busy week this week at work. I'm not gonna lie. So this week, I was very excited for the day to end. And now I got a very not busy weekend, so that's nice. Because Wednesday was my birthday, so I had a bunch of shit I had to do during the week. Fuck it up. Yeah, I need to switch brushes here. It's just too small. Happy birthday, you survived another spin around the sun. I know, dude. I know. No pick, no proof. It's a tier 3 sub thing, you know? There are no tier 3 subs yet, so you just wouldn't get it, but just trust me. The mouth still feels very weird to me. I want it to feel curved. Just kind of still feels off. Let's say the nostrils here. The eye, I think, should come in more. Actually, I gotta line it up in perspective. What am I doing? So if this is the perspective, the eye could come in a little more. And that eye probably needs to go out a little more. So this is going to come in just a smidgen. So now it lines up with the corner of the nostril here. And now this one, I think, needs to be repositioned. So if I'm drawn through this nose here, I'm just going to wipe out this whole eye. If I'm drawn through this nose, the other nostril in perspective is roughly, I don't know, here-ish. I should probably draw it. Probably roughly like there-ish. And so if I'm drawing a line going straight up, that's sort of where the other corner of the eye would be. Or the inner corner of the eye would be. It's like very, very compressed. What'd you do for your birthday snack? I didn't do anything, really. I went to a restaurant with my family, I guess, and that's about it. And I kind of just do that because my mom likes to go to restaurants and shit. I'm not... If it were up to me, I would just not do much. I'm very boring like that. I gotta make sure my pupils line up. Top of my eyes line up. Yeah, this is way too high, so we're gonna lower it a bit. Maniac on the horn. This perspective here, eyebrow needs to be way higher. Either that or we lower the other one. I don't want this to protrude as much, but I do want it a little bit higher. Yeah, it's protruding too much. Wow, you're 32 now? Wow, 32. Wow. It's true. I see your old brain can't do math, but that's okay, Grandpa. Why am I fucking catching strays here, dude? Oh, you're talking to Boba. Not you? Okay. I just kind of assumed, you know, the Cat Snack stream would be about me, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, these eyes are still really wonky looking. Still not right. Ugh. Okay, let's flip it upside down here. That curve goes like that. That curve must do that too. That corner needs to be way lower. So these are basically two different eyes here. Oh, do jiggle. Shit. Yeah, do jiggle. My bad, dude. I totally forgot. Somebody redeemed that earlier, and I was trying to troubleshoot my mouse, and I completely forgot to make a jiggle for you guys. Shit. Yeah, be jiggling. Sorry, Danny Donkey. I know that was you earlier. My bad. I can't believe you could forget to jiggle. It's because my PNG tuber was crapping itself earlier. I was struggling. Okay, ear. It's gonna be like roughly here-ish. It's a big ass ear. Okay, now we do the hair. So we're gonna do chunks of hair here. Her hairline is gonna be kind of like this. I think my ear needs to go way higher up here. Whoa. Okay, that's the deltoid. The deltoid actually, if this is the arm bone here, the deltoid's got to end roughly here. So I'm gonna actually push it up. And she's not a like super slender lady, but she's slender enough. So that's where that deltoid's gonna go. Are there any artists you think expand the medium or are relatively unchallenged in their niche? That's a really tough answer to give, because I feel like the thing is there are so many fantastic artists these days that it's really hard to narrow out. I don't think anybody's like reinventing art in any sort of way that I've been able to identify, but you know, there's definitely a lot of unique styles and stuff, which I guess is kind of what you're asking. So yeah, my answer I guess is yes. I think this ribcage needs to lean forward a bit more. Let's put the pivot point here and we'll tilt it forward just a bit. We'll make it bigger, narrower. The boobs are kind of misaligned here in perspective. I think this boob would be like down here basically. Okay, now I need to do the tricep, which is going to insert roughly here-ish. So we've got the deltoid, we've got the lat muscle. Then we need... I'm going to make the lat muscle a little smaller, actually. Now we need the tricep, which is going to be basically right here. Not a massive tricep, but... Okay, I gotta go. I got a whole term of uni work due tomorrow. Alright, do your thing, dude. I think EO58 is pretty cracked. I don't know if he's, like, doing anything novel. He is just, like... There are just some people that are on their own level. And that's something I aspire to be one day. Right now, I'm still not on my own level. And I don't know that I ever will be. Who knows? Maybe you just need the genes for it. You don't draw 10 hours a day? Sorry, 48 hours a day? That's true, I don't. I don't have the time for that shit. I need to get rid of the grid. It's kind of hard to... I wish I could reduce the opacity on the grid, because it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing. The bicep is going to be sort of like... Oh my god, it's upside down. I gotta think. Something like that, and then... Again, brachialis muscle is going to be sort of midway in this bone. That bone's going to be there, so the brachialis muscle is going to be... Dude, I'm way off. Oh, you know what? It's going to be lower just because... Forearm. This whole bone here is looking very, very, very small. I think I have to make her arm a little meatier. It'd be so cool if you drew 10 hours a day. My arm would fucking fall off of my body, dude. There's no way I could do that. I think the ribcage needs to tilt a little bit higher here. And we're going to drag out the pec muscle, not the pec muscles, sorry, the abdominal muscles. They're going to attach, where the hell do they attach? Roughly in the middle of the pelvis here. So if the pelvis is kind of like this, I'm just going real rough. Yeah, everything's about you, as if it's your stream. Sigh. I know, dude. I'm such a fucking selfish bitch. New grip. Work my erector muscles. Something like that. I'm gonna curve them a bit. In my brand new whip. That doesn't really look like a tricep much. I could do better. And I think the bicep, you probably wouldn't actually see too much of the bicep from here. Tricep, you know, I always do this thing where I put it in one attachment point, but it technically attaches on two sides here of the frickin' humerus bone. Don't do you no good. Won't do you no good. Okay, I gotta double check where the hell the brachialis goes. I think it's like, I could just look at my own. What am I doing? Okay, it's like basically at the base of the deltoid. In her case, it's probably going to be relatively small. And then the forearm comes from here. And attaches at the base here of the wrist. Then the other side comes down and it attaches at the base. It it comes actually off of the elbow here, and it attaches down at the base of the pinky. Like that, and then the extensor muscles, basically like there on the front. You don't really see them too well, but... I think this elbow would be lower. Do you no good? Do you no good? It's your baby. Give you a part. I also think my tricep needs to be a little bit lower. Okay, that's where that shoulder is. This shoulder is going to be here-ish. That's going to be the same deal. You're not really going to see a whole lot of it. I also think this elbow now that I'm looking at it, it's a little too bent. I feel like they'd be a bit more hyperextended, especially if you're doing a handstand. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to change the angle a little bit. I'm gonna shift my tricep over. What up, Son Drake? How you doing, dude? Ah, that ain't gonna work. I gotta redraw it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna draw the arm bone first, just to plan the path. So I want it kind of locked out a little bit. It's basically a straight shot. This is where the elbow is going to be. The tricep's going to attach on either end of this elbow. It's also going to attach up in... Where does the other tricep point attach? My tricep goes... I think it goes to the scapula. Tricep attach... Let me just look at it. Tricep attachments. Okay, it looks like scapula and humerus bone. So back at the scapula, which is going to be behind her. What the fuck? How does that make any sense? Everything that I own. John Protocol, thank you for the prime sub, dude. Thank you for the prime, big dog. Yeah, so the scapula is kind of like back here-ish. Which is where that tricep's going to. One of them anyways, and then the other one is going on the humerus bone. So it's actually going to be more out. Let's get the one on the humerus bone, like here. The other attachment's going to be going in there. That I own. I'm animating alongside the stream like the good old days. Damn, you still do animations, bro? Bro trying to be an animator or something. Did you know what's funny? I technically discovered NFT before he discovered me. Did you know that? I found him on Reddit one day when I first started streaming. And then some guy joined my Discord and shared a thing that I had literally seen on Reddit, like that day, or like the day before, and I was like, what the fuck? Trippy. Yeah. This goes down to the pinky here. It basically comes down like this. It needs to originate a lot higher up, though. And if I say it'll be alright, you say want to end your life. Okay, I feel like that makes a lot more sense. To me, anyways. Tricep still feels kind of small. I just don't want to make her too jacked, you know? Okay, that side's good. I'm just gonna leave that like that. The lats, you know, I'm not super duper duper familiar with the lats. But I know they attach kind of at the base here, and then I think into the scapula. On Reddit is wild, Milky. I know your ass a Redditor, dude. Don't lie to me. What's the worst sub you guys are on? Okay, what's the worst sub you guys explore? Okay, I'll tell you guys. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. R/mildly penis? That's nothing, dude. That's nothing. That's just good fun, okay? R/femdom? Alright, now we're talking. We're getting somewhere. I've never used Reddit other than to find a solution to something. That means you're more depraved. If you're not on Reddit, okay, you're on some deeper, darker corner of the internet to get your rocks off. There's no... If you're, like... Redditors are normal, okay? As much as everybody memes on them, they're normal these days. If you're not on Reddit, you're on some other shit, okay? You need to have some sort of internet vice. Where's her vajayjay? R/animation career, where everyone's talking about how they're being laid off and can't find jobs, horrendous. Yeah, and then you get like a random 15-year-old who's like, I want to be an animator. Is it still worth it? And then everyone's like, no, don't do it. Go into math. Do something else. Feeling rough. Feeling like it's right there. Oh, that's a giant-ass hamstring now that I look at it upside down. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna come back to the legs, okay? Today's all about the torso. I'm not even gonna do the pecs. I feel like I did enough. All right. Her neck. Her neck is going to have a sternocleidomastoid that originates from back here down to the sternum, which is around here roughly. Her boobs are upside down, so you know it's gonna be a little covered up, but in general, the SCM muscle is going to come out like that, roughly. My fire son, and the morning will come soon. in the place that we once knew. I think the year is too far forward. This behind us in the dust. Or too far back, I mean. Same with the hairline. No, I can stand my own ground. What the fuck? I just know you love saying all those long-ass muscle names. Were you jealous? You jealous, NFT? Shit, I'll teach you. Just listen. My most insane subreddit, guys, and this is unrelated to... I gotta preface this. This is unrelated to anything that has to do with me and my life, okay? Here, I'll write it out. I'll spell it out for you guys. r/small dick problems. I used to love this subreddit. For years, I would just like go into that subreddit and just read posts because it was really interesting. r/massive cocks? No, but that funny story about r/massive cocks. It's actually, there's a sister sub to r/small dick problems called r/big dick problems. And guys with big dicks would always come in to the small dick community and be like, "Look, it's not that great, dude," you know? And they have their own problems, okay? You kind of want to be a middle dick guy, to be honest. If you're aiming to win the lottery, you want to aim somewhere in the middle, the Goldilocks zone. Because small dick problems, I mean, the problems are self-explanatory, okay? You got a small dick. I don't, like, there's not a lot to explain there. We get it, okay? It's not great. Big dick problems, though, is also not great. You can't get fully hard. Your dick is just basically this giant flesh tube that is, like, unusable unless you mash it into people. Because it's just, like, I don't know, dude. It just sounds like a nightmare. There really should be a middle dick problems scenario. And it's mostly just going to be like, oh, I got my dick caught in my zipper or something like that, you know? It's not going to be like, my dick's the size of a clit and I want to kill myself. That's the real problems. Anyways. Whoa. I'm like disoriented. Isn't that just 4chan? I don't know. I've never used 4chan, guys. Believe it or not, as much as I'm an edgelord, I have never used 4chan. Believe it or not. All of my friends who use 4chan have the most schizo opinions about everything, dude. I'm not even joking. Every guy I've ever known who is, like, on 4chan is kind of, like, a little bit insane. They're not, like, I hang out with them, so they're obviously not, like, institutionalizable or whatever. But they're, like, kind of insane. And I don't want to tell you guys the types of theories they come up with, because I don't want to find out how many of you guys are insane, too, okay? So just, they're insane, alright? But it's a charming kind of insane. Was Mr. TP on 4chan? No, unfortunately that guy's actually kind of wholesome. He's not an internet degen. He does watch a lot of cartoons though, so, you know. Take from that what you will. I gotta figure out how that other shoulder is gonna work here. Okay, so it's gonna sort of insert up in here. I'm gonna turn the hair layer off just because I gotta figure out this arm here. Okay, the forearm's gonna be like kind of coming. This is gonna be the high-sided forearm. I feel like the forearms are really long. I think her forearms are way too long here. Let's shrink her down just a little bit. He's an animator? Duh. Dude, animators are... Fuck, dude. Animators are either, like weirdo Disney, like, lovers, who are, like, probably the weirdest ones, or they're, like, 4chan degens, like the Psychic Pebbles types, and those guys are, like, the Meat Canyons or whatever. Or, like, or they're somewhere in the middle, where they're kind of just, like, a furry, and, like, whatever route they could take... Furry actually is a lot closer on, like, the Venn diagram of animators, probably to the Disney lovers. So I feel like if there's like a Venn diagram, it would be like Disney lover, and then it would be like degen. Actually, there's one more. Hentai. The hentai artist. And I feel like the furry exists here. Because they can sort of touch into all of these different categories, you know? Right? And then the crossover between degen and Disney... I don't know. I don't actually think there's a lot of crossover, to be quite honest. The crossover between hentai and degen is just, you know, the fucking psychos, like the Shadmans and those guys, like the really bad guys, okay? I'm not gonna write it down, but you know what I'm talking about. And then the crossover between Disney and degen, I don't really know what that would be. I feel like they're kind of like... I don't really know. Disney and hentai, that's obvious. That's just classic Rule 34 artists, you know? So that Venn diagram crosses over pretty well. I don't really know what the Venn diagram between, like... Actually... We'll make this one the lawbreaker. We'll keep it broad, okay? I really don't know what this crossover would be on the Venn diagram. Star Wars fan? Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm thinking of animators, though. Are there a lot of, like, Star Wars animators? I feel like the Disney and degen. I don't know. What department is, like, the most fucked up? What are the most fucked up people I know work in? I don't know. Extreme fan service? But that would just be like Rule 34, or I guess we're doing like a Venn diagram on animators, right? You got the hentai artists, you got the Disney artists, and then you got the degens like the Psychic Pebbles and shit. Those are the major categories. Then when you break that down, if you mix the hentai and the degen, you just get illegal shit, okay? The lawbreakers, the guys that should be in prison, okay? The crossover between hentai and Disney is just Rule 34 artists, the classic, you know. The furry is the amalgamation of all of them. Okay, they could go anywhere. The furry could go in any... The furry is the most diverse class of animator, okay? Like, if you're speccing into a class of animator, you could do... If you're a furry, you could do anything. You could be wholesome, you could be a degen, you could be a racist, you could be a Nazi, you could do it all, dude. It's all over the place. You could just be chill. there's a whole spectrum of furries. So to me, I'm very confident that the furry exists in the middle of the animator Venn diagram. Okay, the true neutral in a way. I really don't know what would, like, Star Wars. I am getting like a Marvel feeling for this one. I don't really know what would be here. It could just be grayed out. Maybe it just doesn't exist. Maybe these are like oil and water to where they just don't mix. You know. Maybe like the Nintendo Let's Player, something like that. Maybe the Nintendo Let's Player, or like the Let's Play animator. I'm thinking like the Game Grumps type dudes and like shit like that. Maybe that could exist there. Because they're kind of like Disney, but they're kind of like wholesome-y. I don't know. It's like a weird mix. They're not quite edgy enough for like the edgelord crowd, but they're not quite like diet enough for like the Disney chuds. I don't know. I really don't know. That's a tough one. Imagine having a fandom so well behaved, people have to search for degenerates among your ranks. I mean, the worst thing that Disney has is basically Disney adults. It's just basically adults who act like babies at like an amusement park. But that's not that bad. That's really mild shit, you know? Kasi draws. Welcome in, Kasi. We're developing the Venn diagram of animators right now. Would you like to contribute? I'm trying to figure out this slot, and I'll go over the Venn diagram real quick. So, in the default categories, we've got Disney artists, right? People who just grew up watching Disney, they love that shit. Then you got the hentai artists, the gooners, the ones who just love big fat anime titties or monster sex or whatever, okay? Or sex with airplanes, I don't know. And then you've just got the degen. You've got like the 4chan edgelords, like animators, like the Newgrounds guys, you know? That's to me, that's its own category of animator. And then, you know what? I didn't put anime on here. I don't know where anime would exist. Maybe it would actually... I don't really know where anime would exist. It's kind of its own thing. I'm not going to include it. We're just keeping it to the West. It's easier. But I don't know what to put in to the crossover between Disney and degen. The crossover between Disney and hentai is obvious. It's like Rule 34 shit. The crossover between hentai and degen is obvious. It's just people doing illegal art. Okay, the people should be in prison. Furry is the most diverse category. It goes everywhere. You could do anything as a furry, really. It's the Swiss Army knife of identities. Okay, you could do anything. But I don't know what the Disney degen would be. Part of me just feels like it's kind of just like the Rule 34 shit. Katzenberg? I don't know what that is. Hello, what up, my gang? Shireen, how you doing? Dude got fired from Disney, made a Shrek mockery of fairy tales, and founded DreamWorks. Oh wow, that's base, dude. I feel like I should know that. Also, Kasi, I see you were doing art. Do you want to share anything? I was so rude. I'm so locked into my weird animated Venn diagram that I didn't even ask. If you would like to share anything, Kasi, you know the deal. Link it up, dude. I want to treat me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. To be broken, I just want you to know who I am. I was trying to figure out a color palette. Okay. I can't help, because I'm terrible at color palettes, but... By the way, I hope you don't mind a 62-year-old who cannot draw a straight line with a ruler who suddenly decided he wants to learn how to draw sitting in. Oh, go crazy, dude. Eds, do it up. There's no age limit. So long as you're alive, dude, you can learn to draw whatever you want. I respect it. So long as you can tolerate probably one of the most crass streamers in the art category, unfortunately. It's just kind of my niche, you know? Kasi, let's see what we got here. We got a little link. Big fat link. Okay, I see it. I see the vision. You're exploring. It's an exploratory drawing. Want you to know who I am. Okay, I see where you're going with it. You've been on a mermaid kick, huh? It's flipped? Oh no, dude, the fucking... That's a crime. Just want you to know who I am. It's looking good, dude. Nah just got unlucky with the pause challenge. Unlucky with the pause challenge. What the hell's the pause challenge? I just had a macabre thought. That really worries me, Bill. Be very, very careful. Not true. I was in a lovely Asian girl stream, and the whole time she was drawing the topic about the Human Centipede movie. Great times. Can't trust those Asian streamers, dude. They're stealing my thunder. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I like the whale drawing. Yeah, he is very nice. I like the spots. Purple and green is a very, very appealing color combination. Can't trust the Asians. You know what's funny? I feel like I don't have distrust of Asians, you know? I feel like as a Canadian I should because of our relationship with China, but I'm so woke, dude. I'm too open-minded. I could never. Basically, it's a video with a different characteristic and you pause, that's what you have to draw. Oh. I see. Well, it looks sick, dude. And if you want to share anything, like your Instagram, Blue Sky, freaking Reddit, since we were talking about that earlier, whatever you want, dude. I suffer from insomnia. Does that make me chemically woke? Technically, I also suffer from insomnia, because I'm extra woke. My insomnia has gotten a lot better, actually, though. I won't lie. To the point where I probably actually can't complain about it much anymore. At least till I have, like, another bout of not being able to sleep for, like, a month. Thank you, thank you. Drop the IG, dude. Drop the blue skizzy. Do your thing. And as always, thank you for rating. I'm gonna pop this up in the corner. Next to my animator Venn diagram. And I'm gonna draw this lady's hair. Ed Crafts. Ed's Crafts. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in, Eds. EDS. Glenn Quagmire, TTV. Giggity, dude. Welcome in. There you go, guys. There's the Instagram link. Go give Kasi a follow. Go give her a follow on everything. On Twitch, Instagram, freaking... Is that all? Blue Sky? What else you got? Love ya. Love you too. Decomposing human sludge on a canvas? Yeah, that's really macabre, dude. It's technically possible to use your own decomposing body in your own art pieces. Yeah? I guess so, Bill. I guess it is, dude. Who would've... Really, who would've thunk of that? I guess, like, if we're on the topic of pushing creative boundaries in art, that would do it. It would probably break a lot of, like, international and state laws, but it'll do it. The world's your oyster, dude. You only have one life. Reality is just sort of like your own perception. Is prison really that bad? Rhetorical question, Chad. Don't tell me about your prison adventures, okay? What are the laws when your decomposing body is the art? I don't know. There's probably laws around selling human flesh. So I don't know if you would be able to sell the painting, you know? Or are they going to arrest you? Probably. Well, not for doing... Like, you could cut off your own finger and paint with it if you wanted to. Like a lunatic. But I feel like if you tried to sell it, that's probably illegal. I don't think you could sell paintings made with human blood. Maybe you can. This sounds like a question for Crip. I don't know where she is, but if she pops in, remind me to ask her. This, I think, needs to come in a little bit more. I said I wasn't going to do the legs today, just because I really want to focus on torso stuff. Oh my god. Speak of the frickin' devil, dude. Have you been here, or did I just summon you? You can sell human blood paintings in the US, unsure about other countries. I'm Canadian, so... Hi, hello. Didn't someone do that already, or did I dream it? This explains why you're not on Reddit. Dreams like that. I just popped in? What are the odds? As I name drop you. Okay, back to the hair layer. This is... It's you, me, and all other people. I think the hair kind of flops a little bit too big here. No. I'll have to clean it up, but... Let's just make sure we get some overlaps in here. I don't feel like I have a lot of overlaps on this piece. Three things I'm thinking about right now when I'm doing the hair, okay? And this is sort of what I thought about every single time I was doing these people's hair. Is basically, I'm looking for shape variety, large, medium, small. Large, medium, small. I'm looking for overlap. And general shape. You know, I guess it's really just two things: shapes and overlaps. Why am I the authority on human blood? I just figured you would know the laws around ordering body parts. I just had a feeling. Call it a hunch. Why is that? What layer is this shit on? Oh, that's the forearm. Okay, I see. It's just a lot of lines going on. It's very busy in this area, and it's bothering me quite a bit, actually. With a name like Crypteeth, you can't be shocked. I can be a little shocked. Well... We'll allow it. I think having the hair sticking out too much on the back breaks up the flow. Like, I have this nice gesture coming through here that I don't want to, like, break up too much. I'm gonna get rid of the mannequin and just see how it feels. There's no hand, but... Bro, that reminds me. We had a special guest today who showed us a person's face fully with the skin removed, and half an eye just not present. I pray that you're about to tell me you're a medical student, okay? Because otherwise, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, I'm a dentistry student? Okay, appropriate. There you go. That's appropriate then. Just a house guest? Yeah. It was a maxillofacial surgeon. The maxilla is like what, the jawbone? Is that it? It's like this area here? Is this the maxilla? Maxilla is the upper jaw. Ah, okay, so it's like here-ish? That's the mandible? I don't know my bones very well, clearly. Greetings! What up, Abyss Dweller? How you doing? Why have weird names when you could just say up jaw? Well, there's medical terms for things that are up, down, behind, in front of. So it's just like, let's say you're a doctor or a surgeon, right? You want to be really specific. You don't want to be in like a general area. You want to know exactly what the fuck you're doing. So they use a lot of very specific language, you know? Now, as an artist, you probably don't need all that shit. But it is beneficial to know some of it. Some are more important than others. Okay, this brachialis muscle, I think it's actually going to be over here. This needs to be originating a little bit higher up. I think the tricep could come up as well. I think I have it a little low here. Lower jaw's the mandible, upper jaw's the maxilla. Maxilla is the large one-piece bone, pretty much anterior part of the skull. Gotcha. I wish this knowledge helped me with art. It will. Trust me, it will. Once you like can get like a relatively stable hand. The most important thing, if in my opinion, if you want to really sort of understand things and be able to self-critique, origins and insertions are really, really good for that. Being able to know, okay, this bone attaches here. Like, right now, I know my humerus bone goes from basically the elbow here up to the shoulder girdle, right? So it's basically this position. I know the deltoid inserts onto that about midway through here. So the deltoid's going to be kind of like this. Now, it's going to be covered with other muscles, so you're not going to see it insert. And then this bicep is also going to insert up here, which makes me realize my bicep's kind of out of position here a little bit. If that's where my bone is. You know, unless my bone's on a slight angle here. But those like, origins and insertions are really, really, really beneficial to helping orient yourself on the human body. Because you could just be like, you know, oh, I know that this attaches to this bone here, like the bicep attaches to the humerus, and then the radial bone, or whatever the fuck, and then, like, you know, it just gives you more ways to check your work. Oh no, we have a Luxmaxer here? I promise I'm not a Luxmaxer, guys. Just an Art Maxer, that's all. Like, this inserts up on the humerus bone, which is, like, over here. So... I feel like you would see a little bit of the tricep on the other side. Maybe? Nah. It would have to be a bit more front on. It just feels like we're missing some shit back here. And it feels like the deltoid is kind of wide. I feel like it'd be a bit more stretched out just because of the angle here. I don't know. I think I liked it bigger. Would you say you're aiming for emotion or accuracy? Right now, I'm aiming for accuracy. This is all studies, okay? I'm just studying right now. I'm really just trying to orient myself on my my anatomy here. I think the bicep's too big. I don't really know bone structure or anything, but when I made a mistake in my anatomy, I could just feel it. It's like something's off, but what is it? And I usually search it up or try to fix it till it looks fine. That's a perfect way to learn, guys. That's like, honestly, that's basically like the foundational way to learn, you know? You draw something, fail at it, okay? Once you've failed at it, you reinforce it with theory by watching a YouTube tutorial on that specific thing or whatever, and then you try it again. And then you just repeat the cycle until you eventually don't fail. And then the cycle breaks and you know something. You've learned. But that's sort of how you learn. Like, the reason I'm only doing upper body is because I'm following a course. Now, he's not drawing the characters from this angle. I'm doing that myself and trying to interpret it. But I'm using the landmarks that are learned in the course. I don't know if I like that. There is kind of like a little dip here where there's just no muscle between like the pec and the deltoid. I don't really know how to capture that in a way that doesn't over illustrate it. I guess very thin lines. And then just showing like the clavicle bone here. Okay, we gotta do this one too now. That's a big deltoid. I'm looking at the other one, it's proportionally way too big. Now this basically wraps onto the scapula back here. And if you're bringing your arm forward, your scapula is actually going to rotate forward. So if you've got like your rib cage from the back here, this is not a very good representation of a rib cage, but your scapula is kind of like this thing. I don't know if that's the exact shape of it. It's kind of more like this, I guess, with like a spine on it. And then as you bring your arm forward, the scapula not only is going to rotate out like this, it'll rotate and turn like that as well, and it'll also get a little bit more deeper in perspective here, so it looks a little different. So I gotta actually factor in the scapula there. I'm gonna leave that up just because it's a good little reference for me, but... What course are you following? I'm taking, well, I own all 3 of the courses by Sungwoo Ho over on Colosso. And I'm going through them kind of in random orders, just based off of what I want to work on. And right now I'm just brushing up on my general upper body anatomy. And then I'm going to be focusing on lower body. And the idea is to get all of these mannequins. There's other ones over here that I haven't done, like this guy. Getting all of these mannequins, like, fleshed out, at least their upper bodies. And then, yeah. I'm gonna make this guy not as buff. I feel like I make all my dudes a little too buff sometimes. Still kind of buff. I always make him too damn buff, dude. I'm trying to decide on getting a Wacom Movink Pad Pro 14 or upgrade my iPad Pro from M1 to M5 version with 1TB storage and 16GB of RAM for Clip Studio Paint or Clip Studio Pro EX. I tried it on the current iPad, and when I use the big brush size to fill out the canvas, the lag is agonizing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a desktop girly, dude. I have no idea. You know, honestly, I just use the same tablet. I've been using the same tablet for like 10 years. I feel like it's very common people ask me for tablet advice. I have no good advice, just because, like I said, I haven't really used a diverse array of tablets. So it's hard for me to give any advice on what would be like a good tablet to buy. I have no idea. I would just say, you know, if you have a desktop or whatever, if you can upgrade your RAM, that'll help a lot. My canvases are obviously massive, so I assume because I have 16 gigs of RAM, I'm able to endure it, but... And also, good opportunity to say, if you want to buy Clip Studio Paint, you can use my affiliate link. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you a discount, but it doesn't cost anything extra either, so... Back row. Still kinda buff. Do you have the subscription for CSP, or is it a one-time payment? Honestly, I have the subscription, but I really should switch over to the one-time payment. It's just gonna save me so much money down the line. I don't need a fucking bazillion upgrades. I'm a boomer when it comes to like the way I like utilize my my software. I really just use it to draw. I do use the grid functionality, but I'm not doing all the new bells and whistles and stuff. I'm kind of old school with my drawing tech. So I just don't know that it's really worth it for me to keep paying a regular subscription for something I'm not going to use. My advice would be just get the one-time payment if you can afford it. It'll just save you the annoyance of having to, like, burn through cash. I mean, unless you absolutely want all the bells and whistles, but I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it, personally. The reason I got the subscription originally was because I just wanted to try out the animation function. But I didn't want to, like, commit to buying it, because I had been using TV Paint for a while. But I actually much prefer Clip Studio Paint for animating, so... I just switched from Photoshop to Procreate, then it was so simple, I don't know how to utilize it well. I was not a big fan of Procreate, but I didn't give it a big chance. I didn't give it a huge chance, I won't lie, but... I have the old 2015 Wacom Intuos Pro PTH651. I got my sub for Clip Studio Paint Pro EX on the Apple iPad. And I can use it on 4 devices. Damn, you balling out, dude. I need to see if I could drop the normal instead of the EX. Is it too much for a beginner? It depends. If you want to animate, I would say get the EX. There's Pro and EX, as far as I know, with Clip Studio Paint. Pro, the only big difference, if for illustrators... It's not a huge difference. Maybe it doesn't have, like, I don't even know what it would be missing between Pro and EX. If you're an animator, though, you have to get EX. Just because otherwise your timeline is capped at 24 frames. Like, you cannot do more than a 24-frame animation, which defeats the purpose. Like, nobody... Well, I guess some people do that, but generally speaking... Nah. You know? I gotta stop doing the knees. I said I was not gonna do that. I'm still learning to draw the basics like shading and such. I'm lower than a beginner, so animation's beyond me. I do have Blender though. I would say honestly, dude, if you're just starting out, just go with Pro. You can always upgrade later on for like a little bit more. I think if you get like the Pro model, I think you could bump it up to EX later on for like a small fee. It might cost more than if you just buy EX straight up. I mean, it also depends. If you've got the money, then whatever. Do EX, I guess, if you don't... If money's not an issue. But if it is, you're not missing a whole lot from just... I had Pro. I only got EX this year. And I've been drawing for a long-ass time, and I've never run into an issue where I wasn't able to use a certain tool that other people could, right? So, that would be what I would say, is if money is an issue... Just go Pro. You'll be fine. If you're just doing illustration, if money is not an issue, ball the fuck out, dude. Why are we having this conversation? Just go crazy. I still think he's too buff. I gotta get better at making my guys less freaking buff, dude. Let me tone this shit down. Dizzy, thank you for the 14 months. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Thank you. Happy birthday, Dizzy. Did you do anything special for your birthday? For those who don't know, Dizzy and I are born like a day apart. So my birthday was last week and so was his. Oh, I am so in debt, but sadly that does not stop me from buying what I don't need. Current setup according to iPad is Clip Studio Paint Pro EX annual 129, a year to be billed in September as it came with 3 free months. If you're in debt, dude, and money is an issue, I would just go with Pro. Don't even bother with the EX. That's what I would do personally. I'm telling you, you're not gonna miss anything. There's nothing that EX offers. Like, it really is just sort of the animation shit that, like, is... You kind of need EX. I would just not worry about it. And you can always upgrade later. Alright, I'll be the judge. Thank you, Mr. AI Robot Man. Last week, old man doing old man things. Were you doing old man things, dude? Grin limit. I gotta double check what the lats look like. I think they're kind of like this. Or not the lats, the traps, sorry. I'm just drawing it out. I know how to draw it flat. I just gotta sort of make a mental note before I attempt to draw them here. His name's Dimitri, you know, right? I forgot you named him. Alright, let's do a face. Let's do a face heading looking straight down. Thanks, it will now be $58.90 a year for 4 devices, which will cover my iPad, Mac, PC. And if I get the Wacom Moving Pad Pro 14... How many devices you drawing on, dude? I only use one device, ever. So I don't pay for, like, the extra devices and shit. When up and about, I use PC. When I go to bed but can't sleep or travel, I use iPad. But the lag on the iPad for brushstrokes are a pain. Yeah, fair, I guess. Do what you're gonna do, King. I can't stop you. A weird spot for an ear. Every night and day. I'm gonna liquefy this so it sort of arcs a little bit better right now. Am I correct in assuming the light gray box thing is on its own layer? You are correct. You are correct, sir. Yeah, so I originally started out, before drawing all of these guys, I did a bunch of box mannequins. And the idea is to build on the box mannequins, so where the hell are they? So there's that one, and then there's this one. And that's sort of what I'm going through right now. And I'm now adding bodies to them. Well, I'm doing upper bodies. And then once I watch my little tutorial on legs and shit, then I'll do legs. I'm actually gonna get rid of my Venn diagram here. I think we're done with that one. Just a lot of shit on the canvas right now. Out it every night and day. I'm addicted, I just can't. I don't know the lyrics. Any other way. Yeah, let me clean up this lady's torso. This one here, this forearm muscle here is going to be like this. I need to make this bigger. What's up? What up, Nitherin Grimvale? How you doing, dude? You're not on YouTube no more. That attaches there at the base of the... I think this is the humerus bone. The one that goes up like that. And then this one is a weird one. So this is actually going to insert kind of over here. So the bulk of it is going to be on the backside. You're not actually going to see it from this angle. It's not really going to attach there. It's gonna insert over by the pinky here. There's another wind moon. What's the sun? And then these do kind of just merge. I mean, oh my god, your boobs! What up, Trinity? How you doing? We got a fellow freaking streamer amongst us, dude. How's life, Trinity? Sorry, my volume went mute for some reason, but anywho, I'm here. Well, I'm glad to have you, dude. But yeah, Trinity, we do have big fat tits. Okay, they are a redeem, and as is tradition, whenever I forget that they've been up for a while and somebody points them out, they go away. Okay, fun's over. You reminded the teacher about homework, so... I didn't mean to voice crack there. It was a mic issue. It's not... That wasn't me. No, what the fuck? Yeah. It is what it is, dude. Part of the fun of having big tits is that they can't always be out, otherwise they lose their shock value, you know? This is true. It is true. Plus, whenever I leave them up too long, everybody comes in here and they're like, are you a chick? And I'm like, no, dude. I'm not a chick. I'm a guy. I get mislabeled on the internet all the time. Chick, furry, really just those two, but, you know, they're enough. Love me again, and I'm still here saying... Sir, please, my eyes are up here. That's what I'm saying. My eyes are right here, dude. Right here. You could see them clearly. I'm alert for now. I just noticed that comment. Lol. Do your thing, King. Those are not boobs. They're tablet stabilizers. Okay, so there's a bit of an urban legend on the channel as to whether they're tits or whether they're my big fat mouse balls that are shoved up through my corporate attire. My opinion is that it's up to interpretation, you know? It's kind of like one of those things the director does where he just sort of leaves things vague. Mice have huge nuts, dude. It's a possibility. I'm not denying nor confirming. Could be big nuts. Who knows? It's in the eye of the beholder or whatever. You're one silly guy. I'm cracking up. I'm just a little delinquent over here on Twitch. A real mystery? Better call the mystery truck? That's right. Get the gang involved. Also, Trinity, you're catching me in the middle of basically what is a practice stream. Normally we draw, like we're doing some random perspective-y shit right now, but normally we're doing, you know, some illustrative stuff like this. I'm giving you the tour, okay? From one streamer to another. Normally we're doing like illustrative-y stuff. We were doing this thing and I just never went anywhere with it. I don't like this page. I gotta close that page. We got some shit over here. We got some other shit over here. We did some painting. Kind of all over the place. And right now we're just doing perspective practice. I'm pogging. That's what we like to hear, dude. That's what we like to hear. Straight to the ego bank. Lovely, sexy, amazing. Thanks. All true. Life's mysteries are endless. They are. My schizophrenic friends can attest to that, so... The amount of shit I hear them spout out on about, dude, it's like... insane. I'm a maul my brother with kindness, totally. He won't stop being obnoxious. Don't kill your brother, dude. I gotta say this for, you know, for stream purposes. I'm being recorded here. I don't condone killing or mauling anybody. I'm not a professional fighter. This is just for entertainment, okay? This is not fighting advice. Familicide? Think about it. I'm definitely thinking about it. Fancy new word. You got me pondering, dude. For sure. How big would lady delts be? Skinny lady delts. Somebody told me that I should draw this lady as or this mannequin as the fuck did they say? As guys, somebody who was here. What was the request again? It was an idol. That's what it was. I was trying to think of the word. I don't do that weeb shit, okay? I'm a fucking totally cool normie. So it was an idol. I was supposed to draw this person like an idol, so that's what I'm doing. She got my build on God. For real, for real. No cap, dude. Straight up. Amen. I don't think that's a Zoomer thing, but... I'm blocking my brothers on everything. They're too obnoxious. I don't think anybody that I know in real life, well, outside of, like, friends that I trust, know anything about my stream activities. I'm anonymous, dude. I'm a sleuth. I'm basically like a shadow agent on the internet. You gotta be Gen Z, stop? Kind of. I'm very late term. I'm early millennial, or late millennial, I guess, and early Gen Z. I'm 32, so I kind of exist in like this weird space. I just turned 32, by the way. Last week, by the way, okay? So I'm freshly 32. Freshly 32. 32 and like, you know, 1/10 or 1/12. You know? 32 and a dozen. And, so I exist sort of in this weird space where I'm both millennial and Gen Z. I feel like I relate more to Gen Z, but I'm technically a millennial, so it's it's a media monk, exactly. I like to think I have the maturity of a millennial and the corporate advantage. But I have the coolness and the sex appeal of a Gen Z. I fumbled my words there. Fucking killing myself. He's a millennial? That's right, Shireen. Tell him. I believe it. You ain't no Gen Z. Stop playing, Unk. Alright, whatever, dude. Whatever. Don't steal my thunder, dude. Just let me have it. Pecs are really weird. I kind of struggle to know how they sort of wrap around the arm at this particular angle, especially if like an arm's coming forward like that or whatever. I'm gonna assume this is kind of right. Where are my 2000s babies? Hopefully not in my chest. Well, actually, fuck, you can be over the age of 18 and be born in 2000. Isn't that crazy, dude? Imagine being born post 9/11. That's really like the line for me. I feel like if you're born, well, yeah, I feel like post 9/11 is like is wild. Okay. Honestly, for a while, just somebody born with the number 2 at the start of their like birth year was wild to me, but I've gotten used to it over time. I'm 2006, man. Come on. How are you here? I feel like you should be bannable. 2006 sounds way too fucking young, but you are 20, which is crazy, dude. I'm almost 26? Damn. You're getting there, dude. By the time I was 26, more like between 26, probably closer to 27, I just basically felt 30. And I had relegated myself to just being 30 at that point. I was like, it's over, bro. I'm 30. It's done. I'm cooked. Luckily, I'm not bald yet, but I'm sure it'll happen. 2007? Bruh. Yeah, my knees are popping. Yeah, you mean both, dude. My fucking shoulder's all messed up. But here I am, suffering for chat, okay? I'm like a prophet or something. You working? No diggity. Bang it up. No diggity. This looks weird. Her delts are too capped. I gotta fucking tone that shit down. Can't relate, I feel 16. I wish you were so I could fucking ban you, dude. 2005, we ain't old. No, you aren't. You actually aren't. No diggity. Honestly, my lower back's already been in pain all the time, and I'm starting to think the decline of my metabolism. I think, you know what? I don't know. I don't know how metabolisms work. I'm not gonna try and like talk like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. No diggity. Your core's probably weak. Tell her, dude. Time to hit the what would it be, the Bowflex, dude. The ab flex. I don't know. Start doing crunches, leg raises. Should we do a workout stream so I can injure myself in front of everyone? This arm's kind of long. Okay, the humerus bone's gonna end like here roughly. Ab reveal. Bro, my prime, I'm telling you, dude, before I fucked my shoulder up, I was a stud, bro. I'm not even joking. Back in the day, woo! Now I'm a normal looking guy. But you'll never know, chat. Just, here's the thing, okay? Whatever you imagine in your head for me, it's probably true. Whatever your ideal version of me is, I probably live up to that. And you should probably put a lot of emotional weight onto that and never assume otherwise. And, you know, if it makes you feel parasocial in some sort of way or some sort of dynamic, as long as that manifests in giving me money, It's fine. It's totally... That's the okay version. You're not allowed to be funny and hot at the same time? That's fucked up. I don't make the rules, dude. He has a Canadian mustache? That's true. I do have a mustache right now. Here's a little breakdown of me. I chopped my hair. Chopped my hair off, like, Thursday of, like, the week before last week. Before that, I had a very long, flowing hair style. But this is basically what I look like, okay? I could kind of... And then this is like a mustache here. Actually, this is more like that. Guys, I chopped my hair myself, by the way. Just saying. I bought like a $60 hair clipping kit from Walmart. I just chopped it all off. There you go. That's me, baby. Stop drawing yourself with a godlike nose. I can't help it. I'm French-Canadian, dude. We sniff good. Cynics look alike? That's true. Cynics does have a pretty big nose. Oh, the camel's back. You could smell my lunch from there? Yeah, you need to clean up your diet, girl. That shit ain't clean. Talkies again? I don't know anything about you, but I'm taking a wild guess. You're a streamer after all. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh shit, Nancy. Nancy Dearest. How you doing? How you doing, Nancy? How was your stream? Really funny raid message? I'm lolling. I'm freaking... My belly's chuckling and shit. Hello, Nancy. What were you up to? I know what you were up to. You were working on your VTuber model. Let me give you a little shout out real quick. And then, Nancy, you know the deal. You know what's coming up. If you want to share anything, shout out Nancy underscore... Or no, not underscore. Just Dearest. If you want to share anything that you were working on, go ahead and drop it in the chat. If you've got any links that you want to share, any social media and shit, you know, Instagram, Reddit, OnlyFans, Rule34, whatever you got, dude. Link it up. Maybe not the last two, but you get it. But yeah, how's it going, dude? It must feel nice to finish streaming. That's not me foreshadowing that I want to finish streaming, but, you know, it's been a long work week. Okay, the tricep. While we're waiting for Nancy... Oh, shit. Okay, we didn't even have to wait long, dude. Nancy. You don't last very long, eh? You're quick. Quick with the draw. This is your Twitter. Oh, follow back. I'm not following you on... oh, no, this is Blue Sky. Sorry, I blasphemed there. My bad. Check out my shiz. We're checking it out, dude. Do you want to share any art? You don't have to share stuff that you've done before. You're goated. So I want to show something that you've got. So if you've got... Nancy the fastest. If you've got anything that you want to share, past, present, whatever, dude, link it up. Let's see it. Let's show the chat. Come on, let me flex my skilled friends. Windmill for everybody's in. Did you get any progress done on your PNG tuber? I think the lats would actually be a little lower here. Rule 34, 50-50 chance. One day, somebody's gonna actually send me their OnlyFans in chat, and then I'm gonna be fucking banned. I should probably actually stop that joke, but I don't know, dude. There's some jokes I just love. There's some jokes I can't stop myself. There is one that I don't do anymore, and it's the time we raided someone, and we did like the art tag shit, and they were like complimenting me. And then I was like, don't worry, I'll send you my prompts later. And then their whole chat just like turned on me. This was when I had like 5 viewers, okay? I don't know why I was trying to do this shit. This It's a very bold move, but you know what? Fuck it. Maybe we'll bring that back. I think I got the cred for it these days. Okay. Alright, we got something. Let's peep it, dude. Check it out. Here, I gotta do it without this stupid ass grid in the background. There you go. Check it out, guys. This is what Nancy gets up to. I don't know if you've seen this one already. I've never seen this one. I feel like I would remember your Catboy Bard. Thanks for the raid, Nancy. You're more than welcome to hang out if you want. Obviously, you don't have to, but, you know. I ain't gonna be mad at it. Chat, what were we talking about, like, right before this? Snack, it's late. I go sleep now. Alright, go sleep, big guy. Thanks for coming out. I'm gonna wrap up at the 3-hour mark. It's a Friday stream. I worked my 40 hours this week. Time for me to rest, okay? So at the 3-hour mark, I'm gonna peace out. We'll find somebody to raid out to, and we'll get the fuck out of here. And then tomorrow we'll be back, 12 p.m. Eastern time, for the next stream. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm about to raid out, but... There we go. It's on this layer. This bicep's too big. Reporting to daddy. I want to know that he's sleeping, dude. I worry about the kids sometimes. Troll boy? Oh shit, is this your Chinese streamer friend? Zhao? Who's totally not Chinese, by the way. I just thought he was Chinese for like a month. Because his name was like Zhao Grim. It just sounded Chinese to me. Here, let's post it here. Zhao Grim, yeah, exactly. This is sick. Good night, Shireen and Boba. You did some fart for him? Very nice. This is really well done. You're rendering so clean, dude. When the weather in France, no bridges and watching pin down the dirt. To church. Oh shit, everybody's in ads right now. Be a party. Oh, maybe not actually. I think ads are done. I'm lurking, FYI. I appreciate it, Nitherin. I appreciate it. I actually just realized I've been ignoring YouTube chat. Anwa, streaming is a treat. How you doing, Anwa? It's strange seeing you on YouTube, bro. Straight lurking it, dude. Hell yeah. You should, Boba, you know what you should do? You should change the lurk command to say straight lurking it. So whenever somebody says lurk, you should just change it to straight lurking it. I like that. What fucking layer was I drawing on? Okay. These are pretty good. Thanks, Anwa. I always like day out of here. Can you have alternates, or is it just like always the same one? I can make it random? There you go. Problem solved. Is that Link from Zelda? You seen the new Ocarina of Time remake? I have seen the new Ocarina of Time remake trailer. I have opinions, I guess. You know, I'm not... I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. But no, this is not Link. This is just a guy with pointy ears. But yeah, the new Ocarina of Time trailer. I saw it. You do mentorships? Do I do mentorships? No. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you define as mentorships. In a traditional sense, no, I don't charge for mentorships. But I do answer questions on stream, so, you know. Dr. G raided into me tonight, so seeing their art was awesome too. Dr. G's awesome. I was in her stream yesterday, I think. Okay, this tricep is gonna be... Let's do it a little 3/4. Just a little 3/4. I just still don't want it to be that meaty, you know? This guy was not supposed to be this buff. We'll make him buff, and then we'll make the other one not buff. It's fine. But yeah, going back to the Ocarina of Time shit, I like the trailer. I still don't know how I feel about the art style. I get it. I will say I get it. The idea, I guess, of like the original Ocarina of Time was it was supposed to have like a sort of darker look to it or whatever. And I don't hate that. I just don't know that I find it super duper appealing, what they presented anyways. But it's still way too early to know, you know? Because it's like, it just came out, they just gave it a little teaser or whatever. It's too hard to know like whether it's decent or not, but only time will tell. I don't really like the fit, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like his drip. It ain't that cool to me, but... NFT just shared a little comic. I know, he told me he was going to earlier. I told him I'd take a look at it after stream. Which won't be long now, so... What do you guys think about the Zelda trailer? I think that's more important to me, you know? Audience capture me a little. Tell me how to think. Onwa on YouTube says, I'm not interested in the remaking. I think the limitations made the game, and being able to flesh out every idea detracts from the problem solving from before. Now it's just going to be pretty Zelda slop. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. I feel like we were due for a remake. We had the 3DS one. I'm biased, because like that shit was like my childhood. So I think if, considering all the remakes we've gotten, I'm kind of hyped to see that one get remade. I still don't fully know how I feel about the style they're using, but... I saw a post saying it looked like the beginning of Shrek. Kind of, yeah. It's not the worst. It's just not what I would really expect from 2026 Nintendo, you know? Oh, don't cry for me, 'cause I'm a zombie. My soul, I'll be home. Okay, let's get this forearm muscle right. Dude, this canvas is like the ultimate ADHD piece. I just jump from one thing to another, like, constantly. Oh, and I'll be free. Don't matter anywhere I lay. There's no way. Majora's Mask was a victim of the 64 DD never catching on. Majora's Mask is my shit, dude. When it comes to, like, Zelda games, Majora's Mask for me is the cut above the rest. I know a lot of people don't like the, like, time mechanic or whatever. I fuck with it heavy, okay? I fucks with that shit heavy. It don't matter. Alright, I'm alert for now. Take care of my drunken husband. Will do. Straight up lurking it. My internet keeps going out. A bummer, dude. That's unfortunate. I think you can rewind on YouTube, though, can't you? Her SCM muscle kinda big for a skinny Twinkie little chick. I don't want to do that on that layer. Yeah, but it's hard to have a convo. Yeah, sorry about that, dude. I don't know. There's not really much I could do about that one. Very certified, though. Alright. Fuck. Phthalosci4, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, big dog. Do you have two chats open, or do you have one app for both? I have two chats open. I have two monitors. So YouTube's on my... I have like the friggin... the Mastermind Hacker monitor set up, dude. I got my vertical monitor like this, and then I got my other monitor like this. And Twitch right now is on this monitor, and YouTube is on this one. So the YouTube chat is very long, despite the fact that nobody talks in it, but... Bro's a streamer? That's right. Straight streaming it. Oh, fuck. Change it too much. I don't like the direction I'm going there. I also don't know why I'm doing the hair right now. Focus, dude. Focus. Very certified, though. I used to talk on YouTube, but I don't anymore. That's true. Never loaded fast enough for me. Oh yeah? Is there really like lag issues on YouTube? I mean, I know Anwa's suffering right now, but I don't know if it like if it's just like an internet thing for him. Because my upload speed's pretty decent. We'll do the link. Seems normal. Very good. I'm suffering from a thunderstorm. Alright, well, there you go. I would butcher that name, but I know he butchered it way hard. Yeah, it'd load 8 minutes after the conversation. Okay, yeah, you were actually just like suffering, bro. Alright, we gotta do her vagina. Her vagina. Sometimes longer, not longer. It's pretty much as fast or faster than Twitch. That's what I would expect from YouTube, but... Outside ankle, always lower. Her leg still feels pretty weird down here in particular. I think it needs to be compressed more. Or this whole knee area needs to come up more. I think it needs to be more extreme and wider. No way, you won't hear me say, oh baby, simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. Oh, speaking of the Ocarina of Time remake, dude, did you guys see the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer? That shit looks like fucking ass, bro.
Fuck.
I hope I didn't piss off everybody in chat, but that shit looks so bad. It looks like that looks like slop, bro. I don't know what Nintendo's on these days, but that don't look good at all. Also, who just gave me a little follow? Who do we got here? Kooky Kitten, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome in, Kooky. I wanna understand. She kind of feels weird to me. I didn't even watch the trailer because I knew it was going to be garbage. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, bro. You know what it is? Did Nintendo make it this time, or is it still Sony? Because Sony used to do it. Did you see the AI Donald on the cover of the collection? I did not, but that kind of cements my theory of it being ass. Come away, you won't hear me say. When aren't you making me feel tonight? I feel like I'm making her too short. All these characters feel really short, but the perspective is also kind of wild, so maybe this needs to start higher up. I don't know. Looks like it's still Square Enix? Okay, fair, yeah. It's actually sad they have artists they could pay to do some shit. Yeah, I know, dude. It's crazy. What a world, bro. What a world. What are you gonna do, you know? They are 4 shorties. They are. She does just feel like way too short, though. I think her foot just needs to be smaller. I think I've just been doing too much big feet, dude. I'm not a foot guy. I don't hyperanalyze feet very well, clearly. But I'm planning on doing a mass attack on Art Fight, but I'm also drawing a comic and drawing OCs. That's why I'm not so talkative. Hey, Nitherin, it ain't a competition. I just appreciate you being here. You don't have to say shit, dude. It really is whatever you want it to be. You ever thought about making a comic? I have. I'm terrible at doing backgrounds, though. Which is also partly why I'm doing a lot of perspective stuff. All that she wants is another baby. Is another baby. Is another baby. Yeah. That foot looks kind of out of place. I'm gonna liquefy it a little bit. Still feels kind of out of place. Or doing any world building. Backgrounds are just people without arms. Well, unless it's trees. I wonder, did she get that other baby? I wonder. Yeah, I mean, like, I have done, I do some writing in the background, like on, like, OneNote sheets and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, I mean, I would like to make a comic one day. That's one of the big reasons I got into art, was to do comic work. Ironically, I ended up becoming an animator, but... Gonna go pop a Totino's in the pizza oven, the right way to make them, and lurk. Do your thing, dude. I'm wrapping up in a half hour anyways, so... Is another baby around? Is another baby? Is another baby? Yeah. My comic starts in the forest. It's a good place for a comic to start. Mine starts in a small village. I feel like if you're doing like a handstand, you would point your toes up. I feel like that's like customary of handstanders. Milky Sun. Knees need to be better aligned here. Clyzod! Yo, what up, Cly? How you doing, big dog? Question, are you alright with MCR, specifically Teenagers by MCR? I love MCR, dude. Cue it up. This life ain't good enough. You up my life to better suit your mood. Like the ocean under the moon. I'm gonna bring this in a little bit. You got that kind of love and they got me so smooth, yeah. Also feel like this leg could have a better curve on it. Just making sure before I request the song. People can request whatever they want. I just reserve the right to skip it. That's all. And probably be a little mean. But don't worry. Music is subjective. Just because I don't like something. This life ain't good enough. My life to better suit your mood. Ocean, another. You're real. Doing good? Hell yeah, Cly. Just like the ocean under the moon. I get from you that kind of loving that can be so smooth, yeah. This leg would go farther back, I think. Because the top half of the leg is the same length as the bottom half. Granted, this is going in depth, so it's not going to be as far back, but it's still going to be like something like that, probably. Make it real. Forget about it. Forget about it. I'm gonna bring this hip up. Just because it feels like she's a little too low on the hip there. I don't want to break out the forms too much, though. It's not terrible. Could be better, though. I got an eye on you, son. Give you a smack. Erasing the shreds. You can last as long as someone will blame. Girls in the clicks. Which kid got under your shirt? It's the thing you did. Leave you alone, but not me. Alright, FaceTime. I'm gonna make the jaw a little smaller here. I don't really like the shadows I got going on. It's too much. I'm just gonna undo all the shadows, actually. I can kill us as long as someone will blame. That's better. That's better. Now I gotta stick the ear on here somewhere. Let's do it on the face layer. This hand is also way too big. And not very dynamic. We'll just sort of block it in for now. It's not the type of Mac, it's how you use it. I think it's just the type of Mac, maybe. Maybe it's just old. I don't know if I'm really digging that eyebrow shape. My brother's broke my only damn charger. Now I'm trying to fix it since my dumbass computer's at 27%. That's rough, dude. Alright, ear time. Airtime. I gotta sit down, bro. I've been standing this whole stream. It's been like almost 3 hours. Oh. Imagine drawing with the standing desk on a treadmill. I've considered that's the next thing I'm getting is a treadmill. You're just gonna hear my pitter-patter footsteps in the background the whole stream. It'll be awesome. Error. Oops. Thank goodness you're still alive. Oh, live. Oh yeah, I'm still alive, baby. I need shower noise? Bro, I'm like... You really want to listen to this shit when you're showering, dude? Little mouse man in your ear? To each their own, you know? I can't complain, I'll take the view. Yeah, I'm into it? Hell yeah, dude. If you've got something that you like to listen to when you shower, you can queue up whatever it is that you like to listen to. We have a song request system that's pretty affordable. Granted, a lot of people are ahead of you right now in the queue. Well, it's not a massive queue, I think. Just an idea, you know? Affordable. Look, I'm not free, dude. I'm already probably one of the lowest paid streamers on Twitch. Dude, how do you do anime hair? We'll make you Rick snack. You'll make me Rick. Can't wait. Got into streaming for the money and stayed for the friends, you know? There's no money in Twitch, guys. If you guys want to make money, get a job. Genuinely. It'll help. There you go. See, I didn't even have to explain it. If I ever join Twitch, I'm gonna be a free streamer, low-key. Just like me, dude. I'm like the freest streamer there is. Rent's just too damn high? Yeah, you're telling me. I got my freaking 9 to 5 to carry me through the weekend, you know? Should I give her big hoop earrings? Is that the type of girl she is? I think so. I don't know why I'm doing accessories. I'll do this shit later, you know? We just gotta figure out the hair. Our streamers just don't make a huge amount anyways. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it like a bazillion times on stream, but the art category is just like tiny, dude. Like it's just not big at all on Twitch. Like I said, Twitch as a platform gets like around 3 million concurrent viewers every day, and the art channel on an average day has about 6,000. So it's like a fraction of a percentage of like the total viewership on Twitch. It's like nothing. Like if you're pulling, like I'm like a 30-40 viewer Randy, something like that. That's top tier shit in like the art category, you know? Beyond that, you're fucking you're like top 500 probably, you know? Play a game then. I don't want to be that rich, dude, you know? Plus I'm an art supremacist. I gotta keep it real. The earning ceiling for us is low. Yeah, I did have like a little period of time at the end of last year where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go hardcore grind, bro, and I'm gonna start doing reels and shit. And my reels started doing okay on Twitch, or not on Twitch, on Instagram. But I didn't see any conversion. Like I had reels that were pulling like 130,000 views, like no new chatters at all. So for me, it was just kind of like, is it really worth the effort to, like, bang out these fucking reels? I mean, I was growing on Instagram, but, like, who gives a shit? Instagram doesn't pay me shit. But at the end of the day, like, for me, it doesn't really matter. I'm lucky in the sense that I don't really need to make money off of art. Thank God, because it's a fucking miserable way to make money. But I got a decent job, so I do okay. But But yeah, I feel for people who are, you know, committed to the art career. I did art for a while, like professionally, and it's just an underpaid thing, and an overworked thing too. So many artists burn the fuck out. Yeah, real. Yeah, in my case, like when I was in animation, I was working like 60 hours a week, probably, roughly, like on an average week, and I was making okay money, depending on like, you know, if you're like a fresh out of high school like kid or whatever, and you're making like minimum wage, then you know the animation salaries are decent. Okay, that's a good first job. It's just not stable, so you'll get laid off every couple of years, and like you're working crazy hours and shit. It wasn't great. Like I think I was making about 50K USD, or not USD, CAD, Canadian, which is even lower. I was making about 1050 a week at my peak, which is not a lot. Luckily, animation in Canada is salaried, so it's not too bad, but so many streamers also just stay at 0 viewers long term. You never know if you're ever gonna get any passive audience. Like the art category, from what I've noticed, it's either there's a few routes you can take. You could go like hardcore network heavy and just make a bunch of friends with like bigger streamers. That's one way to do it, and then just sort of like siphon from their audience. That's not the best way. Well, it's not the best way. The best way, realistically, in the art category is just be a fucking cracked artist. It's sad to say, but that's kind of it. It's like people really value watching people that they enjoy their art. And actually, you don't even have to be goated. You just kind of have to do. You have to do shit that people like. And on Twitch, it's anime babes. I'm just keeping it real. It's anime babes. If you can get really good at drawing fat-titted anime girls, you'll do well. Okay, you'll do moderate. You'll do, when I say you'll do okay. You'll pull 30 viewers probably, something like that. I don't really know. I can only, I guess, like, stipulate based on how I do it on Twitch. Like, my whole shtick is just sort of... I don't really do anime art, I guess, but... Wani, she's huge now for fat anime tits. I have no idea who that is. I'm not a big, like, Twitch consumer regularly. I know Zikawa, I think, is, like, one of the biggest in the art category. She's a cracked artist, though. So she's got, like, the trifecta. She's got the big-titted VTuber, like, model. She's got, like, a cutesy anime ooh-woo voice. And she's a fucking goated artist. Like, she's the trifecta. You know what I mean? I could probably... Maybe if I, like, LARPed as, like, your internet boyfriend more, then I would do better, you know? If I just, like, baited chat into falling in love with me, and I pulled, like, the Sykkuno route, minus the cheating, maybe that could work for me. I don't know. I think I'd want to kill myself. I think, like, you know, horny baiting on Twitch, doing anime-style shit would fucking make me want to end my life, but... I don't know. Maybe life would be worth living if I start seeing millions of dollars coming in. Who knows? I really wish I had less dignity, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I would do so much better in life if I didn't have, like, some self-respect. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody that does well is, like, a scammer or, like, just a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? If only I didn't sound almost like a dude. I've heard you. You don't sound like a dude. You sound very chick-like to me. Very estrogenated. I would sell whole for real. As a lady or as a boy? Shut eye. I forgot I requested it. I know it's out of context, but the girl's arm looks so thin. Maybe you should check it out. Yeah, you're right. It does. I'm looking at it. I know what you're talking about. I am kind of going for, like, a very, like, twinky, like, K-pop idol type chick. So she is going to be sort of malnourished, because they all are. But maybe this is a bit much. We'll see. I'll readjust. This arm just feels short to me. I think the angle that it's on needs to be adjusted. I was going for a foreshortening thing, but it's not working well, so... Right now, I'm just focusing on the hair. Lady, like OF, but I would genuinely kill myself. The internet's forever. OF is like, it's like the Siren song, calling all hot babes, dude. I swear to God, if I was a 10 out of 10 baddie, I'd for sure consider it. But the thing is, like, you gotta be 99% certain that that shit's gonna work. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, if it doesn't work, it's just, it's a stain that's gonna make things a lot harder. Dating is gonna be a lot harder. Getting jobs, depending on the job. I think that's getting a little better these days, but it's certainly a gamble, you know? I think that if you're gonna do OF, I feel like you have to build an audience elsewhere first, and then do the OF conversion. You gotta do, like, the Instagram babe to OF pipeline, because if you don't, then you're really gonna be in trouble, but... That's my theory, guys. Okay? If you guys are gonna do sex work, listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. I actually have no idea. I've never done sex work in my life, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but... Not me thinking I'd be able to gather as many followers as possible by the end of the year once I start streaming. You mean on, like, as many followers as what? Followers don't mean shit on Twitch, by the way. You could have 10,000 followers. You could have 100,000 followers. If you're pulling 30 concurrent viewers, you're pulling 30 concurrent viewers, you know? I've seen people with all spectrums of viewership or follower count just getting, like, very, very inconsistent concurrent viewer ranges. Just show boob and draw boob. I've thought about it, dude. I've thought about it. Like I said, I have a decent job, and it would, I don't know if it's worth jeopardizing it for me, so... I've taken the light side, okay? I haven't gone to the dark side of the Force yet. But I think about it all the time. Maybe one day I'll make an alt and I'll just sell smut. I'm gonna go a little longer with the hair here. We're gonna make it longer. I gotta think of the shape. Also, I don't have a lot of boob to show. I feel like as a dude, that game is just kind of capped for me. As a straight dude, too. Maybe if I was like a gay dude, I could probably gay bait pretty well. I'm pretty confident in my ability to gay bait. I don't think I could do it. Straight women just don't pay for porn. Like, they're just smarter than that. Unfortunately, that's a man's route. Okay. Bill K over on YouTube says, "I might need someone with your talents." I hope you find him, Bill. I've yet to find a male art streamer that's like a fantasy pandering, shirtless and shit. I'm sure they're out there. I would not, like, I would feel, like, this is genuinely how I am most of the time. Maybe I'm calmer in real life, but I feel like generally speaking, I don't want to do shit on Twitch that I wouldn't do, like, normally, you know what I mean? And I feel like if I was in the mic, you know, if I was, like, what would it be, like doing, like, ASMR shit. Like, if I was in the mic like this, talking about shit, I don't even know, dude. Just fucking all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I don't think I could do that long term. I think it would take something out of me. Stop, I'm close. It's all about the edging. We gotta keep you coming back, you know? I can't let you finish, because then you're gonna roll over, start a smoke, and leave me alone. I gotta keep you hooked. I've only seen gamers like that. I think for a while men could be shirtless unless it's like fitness, but I've seen naked gamers recently. Boba, what the fuck are you watching? On Twitch? I do the fucking hot tub meta. Something seems to be corrupting your airwaves. Uh-oh, we got a Nox raid. What up, Nox? What up, Cut? Oh, shit. How you guys doing? The power couple, dude. How was stream? What were you getting up to? Tell me all about it, dude. Let me give you a little shout out real quick. Unless one of my mods wants to beat me to it. There you go. Would you look at that? Good boy, Boba. I gotta sleep now. Good night, everyone. Have a nice stream. Bye-bye, Shireen. Professional Zach, welcome in. How you doing? I'm gonna piss your pants. Don't tease me with a good time, dude. I was on Roblox the other day, and some person walks up to me. My avatar was a Shark Sona. I want to keep that clear. They walk up to me and just say, "Are you goth, emo?" And I'm like, how the fuck did you know that? I don't even know you. Let's be real, dude. If you're a Sona anything, you got a little alt in you. You can't hide it. It's like a big beacon. If you're hanging out looking like a furry, dude, you might as well just write it on your forehead. We were monster huntering, exploring a new map, terrorizing the local fauna and ecosystem. Very nice. Well, Nox, do you want to share any art? I know you were gaming, but if you want to share any art that you would like me to showcase, you're more than welcome to drop it a link, and I'll have everybody peep it in chat. Excuse me, I'm restoring the local ecosystem. Right. Whatever you say, dude. Skinning monsters to restore the local ecosystem. And making badass capes and armor out of them. That's how it works in real life, right? Actually, that is kind of how it works in real life. A lot of like hunters and stuff are like, they contribute big time to conservation, which is ironic, but... I'm in an art drought doing mouse studies, though. Shit, I know a mouse. Well, look, it doesn't have to be something that you've done recently, or it could be anything from the past, whatever you want, dude. And if you want me to just sort of, give you a shout out and say thank you for the raid, and ask you to hang out, beg you to hang out, then I'll do that. But you're the boss, dude. Ride with me. This way. Must be the money. Okay, look, bro. It was for an experiment roleplay. You're not. You're digging a deeper hole, bro. The second you said roleplay, you're like 6 feet deeper. But yeah, I guess given my music so far that I've requested, I'm kind of exposing myself as art, as nothing but art or goth. My latest baby you've seen already. Oh well, I want to see it again. This just sent me to a Discord channel. I don't think that's I think that's like it's a Discord. I don't think that's a link to the URL of the image. Unless this is in my chat. I don't think it is. I didn't mean to put art. I was reading something while typing. I'm gonna stop now. The multitasker, dude. What would be the conditions regarding a loaned sketchbook? What do you mean, conditions regarding a loaned sketchbook? I'm a digital artist. I guess I'll randomly doodle on shit, but I don't, like, actively keep a sketchbook much these days. So why must I feel this? Must be the money. Do you think doing a mix of, like, square-ish bangs and, like, triangular-ish is gonna work? I feel like it's just sort of mixing up the shape language a bit, and it's gonna be unappealing, but I'm just gonna try it anyways, fuck it. Okay, we got a blue sky link now. Here we go. Oh, Oh shit. This one's peak, dude. You actually cooked so hard on this one. Check it. Let me get rid of this stupid ass grid. Let me also move Nancy's drawings. Check this out, dude. Isn't that crazy? Okay, I'm looking at this now. Okay, no, it's a... Okay, I get it. It's like a hoodie. I do little creature studies on work breaks. Hell yeah, dude. I just draw arms. I don't know why. I like drawing arms. There's something appealing about a nice arm. Must be the money. But yeah, dude, this is sick. Guys, if you guys want to go follow Nox, they do gaming streams, they do chatting streams, they also do art streams, I believe, every now and then. And Nox, if you want to link up a bunch of you know, links to where people can find you outside of just Blue Sky, if you have alternative like social media, be my guest. Don't let me stop you. It's his skin? Is it? It's not an OC, is it? I feel like I'm gonna make myself sound like the biggest boomer by asking that. I have no idea if this is from an existing IP. I assume it is. You pulled up a figure earlier when I was in your stream, and I assume it's that dude. No, it's a fan art. Hold on, I'll get inspo. All right, do it up. Stand by me, darling, darling, stand by me. I don't really like all these like curly bits here. I also don't think these straight lines are working. Oh, it's Jack's fan art? Okay. Peeled Jacks. I still don't know what... Oh, Amazing Digital Circus. I see the hashtag. I get it now. I've never watched that show. Uh-huh, sure, bud. I promise. I have never watched that show. This isn't a brag. I just haven't. I don't think any Jax fan's normal. Watch it. The fuck? Nah, dude. Make me. What the fuck? I ain't got time for that. I'm just not a big cartoon guy, guys. I don't know. I can't get into it. Also, half my friend group is talking about how hot one of the chicks is or whatever from that thing. And I'm like, this makes me not want to watch it even more. I don't want to watch some gooner bait. Pomni. See? See, you know. Look, guys, if I want to crank hog, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. On the internet. Looking at naked ladies. I don't need some 3-foot-tall clown to do it for me. Written by a transgender woman and 9 episodes long. I think it's very good, but it's truly heavier than anyone thinks going in. Okay, now you're kind of actually selling me a little bit. I thought it was just, like, actually a kid's show. Because there's a lot of shit that people, like, are like, this is the fucking greatest thing ever. But it's like a show for babies. And people love it. And I'm not going to name any names because I don't want everybody to start hating me in chat all of a sudden. No, not at all. This is dark. This is dark and edgy. Okay, how, like, okay, I need, be real. Now they cuss and shit. Say no more. Okay, when we say, like, it's dark, are we talking, like, dark, like Has-Been Hotel dark? Because that shit doesn't appeal to me at all. That stuff sounds to me like it was written by, like, a 13-year-old. Anyone attracted to Pomni's way too brain rotted? Nice cover, dude. Nice cover. Not has been flavored? Okay. Trike. Bill over on YouTube says, sorry for the late response, but there's an artist who fascinates me. I don't want to commission them because it's influenced by me. Because it's influenced by me. Do I have to put some cash in it for them to use? I have no idea what you're asking me there, dude. Sorry for the late response. There's an artist who fascinates me. Okay. I don't want to commission them. Okay. Because it's influenced by me. That part I don't understand. Do I have to put some cash in it for them to use? I mean, if you give any artist cash, I'm sure they'll do something. Maybe not, actually. Be careful with that. I have no idea, dude. I don't know what the answer is to that. This is more like a Rick and Morty. It's clever for adults, so the fans think it's the most brilliant thing on TV. I don't know if Rick and Morty is, like, the best sell for me. Rick and Morty was alright for, like, a couple seasons. TADC is about coping with shitty circumstances out of your control as a super loose loop. Okay. Alright, maybe I'll watch it. Probably not, but maybe. That's the best I'll give you guys, alright? Goose said if she could take anything from watchers to take away from it, it's that there's joy to be found in a stagnant life. It's true, there is. Modernity and just like the mundaneness of life is the thing that I wish I could value a lot more. I think like there's something really appealing about somebody who could just be satiated going home and watching Netflix all day. Like if I could go home and just like pog out to Marvel, I feel like life would be like easy. You know what I mean? I feel like I need fucking a bazillion bells and whistles, and I need constant like challenge and like just never-ending pursuit of shit I'm never gonna reach. To feel like a modicum of like satisfaction, and I think I try and take value in like the journey or whatever. But I think there is like an unspoken beauty about just people being really happy with like simplistic stuff. Maybe we're getting a little too philosophical here. Maybe we should go back to talking about calm and piss and shit. But I don't know. I do feel like, you know, growing up, I used to really like kind of denigrate, I guess, or look down on people who basically did nothing with their spare time, you know? But as I've gotten older, and I felt sort of like the frustration of wanting to improve at a skill or whatever it is, and then having roadblocks in the way, like a job, injuries, whatever it is, I think there's something kind of like nice about just being comfortable, just enjoying like chill, peaceful things. Like you don't have to always be working to fucking split the atom and shit. You know what I mean? You could just be like, when's the next season of fucking Stranger Things coming out? And if that gets your dick hard, dude, I kind of envy that a little bit. I call that mental illness, ADHD. True, basically, yeah. I think it's a little more than that. I think ADHD is like for sure like a part of it maybe, but I feel like you don't need to have ADHD to have like grand pursuits of things, right? But for sure, like I don't know, that archetype of person for sure. Justin gets mad at me for saying I wish I was simpler minded so I could be happier passively. I'm saying, God, I love doing nothing. Yeah, well, that's why I bought a Switch too, because I was like, I gotta force myself to start fucking chilling, because I will drive myself crazy doing shit. Are you a perfectionist? Not really. Well, I don't know. I don't think that like perfectionism is like a thing that you can ever achieve, so I don't really call myself a perfectionist, but I am like a growth chaser, you know? No homo. But I am like I like the pursuit of development and skill development. That's like a thing that like I'm really addicted to, you know? I don't know. But I wouldn't say perfectionist. I feel like perfectionist is like, you know, self-destructive like behaviors towards like something that's just not realistically achievable. I think a lot of my goals are kind of achievable. There's just like a bazillion fucking things in the way. Are you excited for the Ocarina of Time remake or are you over it? Dude, I'm actually kind of pissed because like they announced this remake right after I buy my fucking Switch 2. Like, I bought my Switch 2, like, 2 months ago. And the first thing I did was play through Ocarina of Time. And then they announced the fucking remake, and I'm like, oh my god. I literally just... I got my Ocarina of Time nut. You know what I mean? I'm in post Ocarina of Time clarity right now. So I don't know if I want to jump into it again. But if it's different enough, and if they add a lot of like post-game shit, then I think I'd be down. I'll probably get it just cause I'm a Zelda head, you know? I love Zelda through and through. But it is just unfortunate timing. And I was gonna play Majora's Mask right after finishing Ocarina of Time, which, you know, I said I finished. I still gotta be Ganon. But once that's done, I was gonna move on to Majora's Mask, but now I'm like, what if they do a Majora's Mask remake? Do I wait for that, or do I just fucking go for it? I feel like that's gotta be next in the pipeline, you know? Unless it's one of those things where they're gonna see how well people receive the Ocarina of Time one, and then launch the Majora's Mask one. You're still live? You're usually off at this time. Yeah, I was gonna wrap up at the 3-hour mark, but everybody's being all vibey and shit right now. You guys making me want to hang around. Once the conversations chill out, I'll probably wrap up, you know? Maybe they'll finally give us the Twilight Princess port. Dude, that's another thing. Okay, so the Switch 2, there's a bunch of retro games on, like, the Switch. On the Switch 1. The Switch 2 has the GameCube category. So you can play a lot of, like, the retro GameCube games. You can't play fucking Twilight Princess. It's bullshit. But yeah, I have opinions on the Ocarina of Time thing. I don't know if I'm really fully meshing with the vibe. I know they're trying to do like a dark thing, because that was like the original intent of Ocarina of Time, I think, was to have more of like a somber, dark world. It just kind of looks like Unreal Engine-y too much to me. Like, I just don't like the aesthetic I've seen so far. But we've only seen like basically a snapshot of it, so I don't know where it's gonna go. I'll try not to judge too early. I hate the Unreal look. Yeah, I kind of do too. I'm not gonna. I'm just kind of. It's overdone. It was good at like when it first came out, but now it's like fucking everywhere. We're gonna do like fun little pigtails, you know? Oh, I'm kind of tuckered out. I don't even know if I want to keep doing this hair right now. Listen, I gotta bring my kiddos over here so we can all get better at art together. We've got some shy creators in the community. I want to help them get better, so I show you love. Hey, Nox, I'm down with it. I'm down with it, dude. Send over whoever. You know, I'll talk about art all day. Whatever they want to know. I'm a free open book. Sorry, I went AFK. I'm back now. Nithrin, you can go AFK, dude. Don't worry. Bill over on YouTube says, influenced by me. I don't want them to think my opinion matters in the final piece. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I don't know if you're still there, Bill. I just saw your message. So you want to commission someone, but you don't want them to feel pressured to do something a specific way. Like they think they have to appeal to what you want. I think that's like every artist's basically perfect commission. So Bill, if you're worried about commissioning someone to do whatever the hell they want to do with your money, I think you're going to get very little resistance to that. I think that's basically an artist's wet dream. Gotta support the Scribble homies. Amen. It does feel weird doing hair when she has no skin. I'm bricked up just thinking about that. That's right, dude. She's over there pulling on her dick and shit. She's got lotion on her dick. She's ready, dude. Just asking for it. Free money to draw whatever I want? Bill. You single, Bill? I'm just kidding. Oh, Chad, do I fucking wrap up? I think I'm gonna be a little bad boy, and I think I'm gonna end stream. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chad. Don't hate me. Fuck you, Snack. Fuck you. I know. Alright, let's find somebody to raid out to. Free yourself. I'm about to release the cage. Alright, who do we want to raid? Can't believe this? Believe it, Datebio. Do we want to raid PK? PK's just chatting? He's not streaming in our category? Oh, I think he's doing a giveaway. I don't know if it's too late for you guys to enter his giveaway. He's doing the wheel tonight. What, Nox, can you explain the wheel? I don't really fully get it. If I bring Chad in there, are they just gonna watch people spin the wheel? Or do you think, can they still register? Pop it wheel. Oh, I see. Not a good raid target, yeah, alright. Do we want to do someone new? I don't think so. I'm just gonna do someone I know. Is there anyone I know that's, like, live right now? PK's kind of, like, the only one I'm, like, homies with. There's a bunch of people I know live. I'll take a recommendation from the chat. If you guys know someone who's live that you want me to raid, that you think I would be oh-so best friends with, that's doing art, just drop me a name. I'll go wine and dine one of your moots. Oh yeah, raid Cat Snack? No, he's too big and famous, he scares me, and I heard he has a big dick too. I don't know if this is intimidating. Maybe someone else. Ooh, nobody I see right now. Okay. Thanks for the contribution, dude. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Have you tried no one? Let's do, I don't fucking know, dude. Alright, whatever. We're doing... You know what? Let's just grab somebody with a really small viewership, and let's just go fucking raid the shit out of them. What's this person doing? Okay, let's go raid Amazing Fan 15. I don't know what they're doing. They look like a bug guy. I don't have my audio on right now, so I can't hear their stream. Amazing Fan. You could just leave, brother? I would never. That's haram, dude. We don't do that. Amazing Fan 15. Let's go say hi to Amazing Fan 15. Thank you all for coming out. If you guys want live notifications, here comes my outro. Make sure you join the Discord so you can get live notifications. Go to the rules section. Make sure you toggle on the live notification rule. It's the little purple icon button. If you want feedback on your work for free, make sure you post in the critiques channel. If I'm live and you're in chat and I'm in the mood, I'll give you some feedback on the next stream, okay? And with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. That's it. Bye-bye. See ya.